All right, we're starting things off. We talked a couple of shows ago where Mike Richards left. The Price is Right and Let's Make a Deal. He went to Sony. And we had an interesting debate on who would be the new EP slash showrunners for both Price is Right and Let's Make a Deal. Now, we thought Jennifer Mullen or Gabby Johnston, who does Family Feud. Jennifer Mullen is an executive producer on other things as well. But we also mentioned the name Evelyn Warfel, who was the second in command to Mike Richards on Price is Right. She is now the executive producer slash showrunner on The Price is Right, making her the first ever EP slash showrunner in Price is Right history. And second EP slash showrunner for a Fremantle show, I do believe, because Gabby was first for Family Feud when I think she took over for... Who did she take over for? I forget who she took over for. But he used to... I forget his name. But the big thing was John Quinn, who used to be the EP for Celebrity Name Game, who is currently the EP for Card Sharks, is now the...
Pressure Luck?
Yeah, also Pressure Luck, is now the showrunner for Let's Make a Deal.
And, of course, he has a big background with Edmondo, too, actually. He had a big history with them. That didn't get reported. Yep.
Interesting.
Dayton graduated in 1996. So he's pretty young, actually. So, again, I mean, that kind of gives more evidence to that. And it kind of makes sense. I think we're going to see this in broader business soon. But companies are starting to hire younger because the baby boom generation is starting to get closer and closer to retirement age. Just based upon demographics and age, I'm not going to really dig into any politics of that and what you might think of that either way. But it's something to note of trend that's going on with big businesses. And if we see TV do it behind the scenes, then probably other businesses are just going to follow suit, just as a general culture message. And I thought that was interesting, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. According to Deadline, who actually broke the news, Jennifer Mullen, who is the CEO of Fremantle, which I will admit I made a mistake. I thought she was an EP somewhere. I didn't know she was the CEO. She goes in an interview with Deadline, who broke the story. We are fortunate to have such creative and dedicated talent at the company. When looking to fill these roles, we didn't need to go far. Evelyn and John have been longtime valued members of the team, and I can't wait to see how they flourish in their new roles. And I got to be honest, I'm looking forward to this. Now, we know a couple of our friends went behind the scenes on Let's Make a Deal last week. Jason Block and Chico Alexander from Game Show Newsnet. They know what's happening with Season 11, how John Quinn's going to handle the ship. We might have to ask them later on about how things are going to go and how it's going to appear on screen. Are you bullish as I am about these two shows?
More so with Let's Make a Deal. I had a few friends who went to, I think it was what's going to be the season premiere, actually. They said it went very smoothly and so forth, so I heard good things there. The Price is Right, I expect to be more of the same. I think Fremantle is going to put itself in there a little bit. I think you're not going to really see, and I don't mean this as a slight towards Price, I just think it's just going to keep on doing what it's doing, like an old steam engine that keeps on chugging and keeps on doing its job. And I honestly expect more of the same from Let's Make a Deal. I mean, nothing against these two, and if anything, it's a testament to what I think of what these hires are going to be. I don't think we're going to see that much of a difference about how the shows are approached. And that's, I mean, not that change is bad, but given what they're doing for younger demographics right now, that's great.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I honestly think that we are going to see more cross-pollination of both shows, in my opinion. And what I mean by that is, remember Mashup Week a few years ago?
Oh, yeah, that was very fun. I thought that was one of the best ideas the show's had in a long time.
I want to see that come back, and I think that idea was from Evelyn Warfel, who, while reading the Deadline article, has an excellent and extensive game show background. She's helped produce more than a dozen titles. One of those titles was as a supervising producer on Let's Make a Deal. And we have some more upgrades in status and position. Adam Sandler, who was the show's director, he's now going to be the new co-executive producer. So he's now going to be moved up the chain into Warfel's role. And this is after he won 2 Daytime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Directing in a Game Show. He will continue to be the director, though, so he now is going to play a dual role. And alongside John Quinn on Let's Make a Deal, Chris Ahern and Graham Shaw, along with Jennifer Langhold, all 3 of them will be co-executive producers. Or all 4 of them, actually. But John Quinn will be the main guy in charge. And although it is expected to debut in September.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Like, I think there's, I think there's so many things that can be done with these shows that haven't been explored for better or worse. I mean, but I think what we're seeing is definitely a move in the right direction. The only thing I wish with Price from what I had seen so far is that I'm not too happy that College Rivals is coming back again, unfortunately, for season 48. But I mean, usually I very much taken a 180 on when I think about the theme shows. I mean, it's not. I don't want them to be every show like what Wheel does, for instance. But how they do them in moderation as I think about the right amount. And I mean, I'm glad to see most of the old standbys and some new ones, of course, good to rotate them in, are being brought in on the show. So, and Dio does that very well as well. So, good for them.
Yeah. I just hope they don't go overboard as well, especially with stuff that kind of feels propish. Like, when they had preschoolers on for Kids Week, to me that just felt like a massive prop. Then they just made the kids feel like massive props than anything else. Like, you kind of get uncomfortable with stuff like that on game shows.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, we are going to have another Kids Week scheduled for April 20th to the 24th next year. Obviously, don't know any details, but I would imagine it'd be like the ones in the past. Because right now, it's where we have the breast cancer awareness special, as always, on October 1st. I wish they wouldn't do it for Susan G. Komen, but that's my own personal thing. The Halloween special, which is always, I think, one of the best ones they do, along with April Fools on a routine basis. Veterans Day show. College Rivals is a one-off this year. And you know what I like about what they did with it this year in terms of timing? They put it at the end of November. And that makes perfect sense. Because the final week of the college football season, that's rivalry week. You got the Bragg Bowl. You got the game. You got Notre Dame USC, you got the Egg Bowl, you got all this good stuff in college football. It's
the Iron Bowl.
Well, that's the Bragg Bowl. We don't call it that because Shug Jordan called it the Iron Bowl. I root for Alabama. Bear Bryant called it the Bragg Bowl because you got to brag the rest of the season. But anyway, you only have 2 holiday shows this year. That to me is actually kind of a surprise, but I mean that's fine. One on Christmas Eve is a very nice touch. You have Baby Shower show on March 20th, which I think that's kind of nice because baby showers are always done with pastels and so forth, and that kind of goes with the Easter that's going to be that time of year. It evokes familiar feelings. So from a strictly marketing perspective, as someone behind the scenes, that totally makes sense in terms of marketing. The Kids Week, as I mentioned, the Mother's Day special, and I believe that's all we have. Oh no, we have the Summer Beach Party on June 19th, and then we have the 4th of July special that's going to be on, July 3rd because next year it will be a Sunday normally. And the season, aside from the schedule, is going to end on June 29th. And that to me is interesting because it's actually not going to be it's going to actually be ending on the same week as the July 4th special for the first time in a long time, actually. Yeah. It's 29, 30, 1, 2, 3. So Monday into Friday.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just hoping Dream Car Week, there's 2 weeks that I absolutely love, and that's Dream Car Week and Big Money Week.
Those are great. Those are absolutely great.
I just wish somebody would win Plinko. Somebody hit it for $200,000. Come on, it's not that difficult.
I want to see the daytime record fall in all of game shows. Price has not done it yet. They've gotten so close. Maybe this will be the year.
Daytime record is 249,000.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think it's around that ballpark, but that's just it.
I think Mort Kamens has it.
Yes, yes.
249. Just a couple bucks shy of a quarter mil.
Yep, they can do that. Put up a nice 6-figure card, double showcase your showcase, and you win. Mm-hmm. It's doable, folks.
Absolutely.